Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the Wrestling Classic. Justin here, back live from the Vive for episode 18 of the TWC Show with Devon Law. We're back in here. We're doing the thing. Survivor Series week, NXT WarGames week. It's a big week for the WWE. I'm looking forward to it all. It's going to be a long weekend. I really wish I was going to be in Chicago for it. Chicago's a fun wrestling town, but we'll be watching it here live from Surrey. You know, doing the thing, man.
How do you remember the episode numbers? That's impressive.
I was wrong last week, I think, or the week before, yeah.
Because you said 18, and I was just like, I have no way of fact-checking that.
I honestly, the reason I remembered is really dumb. I was planning my chalk line jackets. Yeah. And I was like, I was really debating, because I'm like, I'm going to throw in one of the wrestling.
Wow, really pulling the curtain back here.
Yeah, I was like, you know, I'm going to wear a Wrestling Classic one again, just to, you know, every once in a while, throw in that chalk line's dope, and they have Wrestling Classic jackets that they made for me, which is super cool.
They got dope jackets, but that's the nicest one.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know what it is? You can't go wrong with black.
Yeah, and it's simple, because I have the, so that's where the issue came, because I have the other Wrestling Classic jacket that's a lot more in your face, which is, I really like that one too. It says Prince of Madness on the back. It's more of the gimmicky jacket. And I'm like, I actually haven't worn that one since episode 1. I've worn this one, like, this is the third time I've worn this one on the show.
That's so adorable. I've probably worn the same sweater in I've pants about 7 times.
Yeah. Well, the pants are this different story, but my jackets, I'm always trying to rep chalk line. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll rock the actual OG Wrestling Classic jacket on episode 20.
It looks like it's different material. Is it the same?
It is a little bit different. Yeah? It's satin. Nice. Sometimes they're not satin, so I was like, this one I requested.
Ryan or the material?
The material satin.
Okay.
Shout out to Ryan Satin, though. I was watching a video on his page that he put when he first started at TMZ.
Yeah.
And who's the guy Levin, the guy that hosts it?
The really flamboyant.
The lawyer. Yeah. And he kept calling him Ryan Satan.
Yeah.
He's like, it's so funny, like Ryan Satan. But
only guy that gets a haircut and you can't even tell he got one.
No, he looks the same every single time.
Yeah.
Ryan Satin. But congratulations to him. He's on WWE Backstage, which we're going to talk a little bit about more, because we're going to follow up and see how CM Punk did on the first week of WWE Backstage.
He does. He does do news very well.
He does, and you know,
he doesn't post bullshit.
And I got to work with him for a little bit. I got to write for the Pro Wrestling Sheet for like a week or two.
You have to write in his style though.
Yeah, I have to write in his style, and I'm not a great writer, or not at least in his style.
No, he's definitely good at not I don't think he's ever really had to do a retraction.
No, and that's the thing. Working with him like for those couple of weeks, and I met him for the first time in Chicago at All In, and we talked. And
he's an actual journalist.
He gave me that opportunity. He's 100% like, we can't put anything out there unless it's fact checked. He's like, even if it's just
I've noticed that too, because I've sort of followed it since the page started, and like, you think never gets anything wrong, and I respect that, because
and you were the first person,
because then I don't feel like an idiot for like saying something I saw that he posted.
And you were the first person that told me about Pro Wrestling Sheet. I remember you're like, this is the dirt sheet, or like the website that gives like the legit information compared to the other ones. Like, there's none of the fluff. It's just straight like news, and it's like exactly what's actually happening and stuff. And then that's how I discovered it, was because of you. And then I got to meet Ryan, I got to work with him, and I can tell you from firsthand working with him that everything is like, he's very specific that it's real news. Nobody puts anything up until he reads and edits it. Like,
well, he definitely puts in the legwork before he posts something. Oh,
100%. And you know, gotta give him kudos to that. And he's on WWE Backstage. It's super cool.
Well, your hair and beard look good today, so I think we know where that came from. Shout out
to Maestro Classic. Shout out to Maestro Classic, guys. Been using their beard oil and everything. And let me tell you everything you need to know about Maestro Classic. Maestro Classic is the best in beard care and undeniably good at keeping your beard clean and conditioned. It's sulfate-free beard washing to clean the beard without drying your skin, and beard butter to condition it, and beard oil to help it shine. I've been using it for the last year and a half. And it's made my beard smoother. It's just more clean. It never gets itchy when it gets big, and it was big for the last couple of weeks until I got a haircut a couple of days ago.
Oh, I need to get my beard trimmed bad.
So I finally got my beard trimmed, but like, you know, back in the day, if I didn't get my beard trimmed, boy, like, it'd be itchy. You'd think something was living in there. But
sorry for all the white boys out there that don't know the struggle.
Shout out to Maestro Classic, the people that just can't grow beards. Shout out to Maestro Classic though. Honestly, they're killing it. They got merchandise and stuff on their website too. They're the licensed barbers for the WWE. The 76ers, they do stuff with NASCAR, they do stuff with charitable nonprofit organizations and stuff as well. And if you are looking to get Maestro Classic products, you can buy them at Target all around America in the stores, but if you want to buy them online, use my promo code TWC Maestro. Save yourself 25% on their merchandise, on their beard products, the oil, the shampoo, the conditioner, the wash, all of it. It's solid stuff. It really is undeniably good. I can't say anything more about it without, you know, sounding like I'm going, you know, a little overboard with it, but that's how much I believe in it. Devon uses it as well. He's a maestro now. He's a maestro in the making. So check out Maestro Classic. Other than that, Chalkline, I was talking about them earlier about picking the jackets. You can definitely check out Chalkline and check out all their new jackets. They just dropped a badass Gargano Ciampa jacket. They dropped a really cool, artsy Bray Wyatt / Fiend jacket that has his face kind of like two-face split in the middle. That was designed by Migs Media. Shout out to him. But check out Chalkline Official, man. They're always dropping heat. They're always dropping sick jackets, shorts, shoes, tracksuits, sweatpants, all like, you know, paying homage to former wrestlers, current wrestlers, hip-hop, a lot of Nickelodeon. They got licensed Nickelodeon stuff too, so you see a lot of Hey Arnold, Rugrats stuff. And if you want Chalkline official stuff, and I'm wearing their gear each and every week, use my promo code TWC15 and you'll save yourself 15%. And with Christmas coming around the corner, man, I'm telling you, if you got friends or families, members that really love wrestling and they want like cool retro wrestling gear because they might have used to be fans of wrestling, or if they're current fans, they love the stuff going on today. Even if they love Nickelodeon, like Disney Plus came out, and I think that's further proof that how nostalgic humans are, because everybody I've been seeing has been watching old Disney movies. They grew up watching old cartoons, watching Lizzie McGuire, watching Even Stevens, watching Boy Meets World, watching all that stuff. Like, so we're clearly nostalgic people. So you know, if you have friends and stuff or family members, you know, grew up watching Hey Arnold and Rugrats and Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, check out Chalkline Official. They put that stuff out there. Of course, they put out wrestling stuff as well. Use promo code TWC15 and get them some cool Christmas gifts from Chalkline Official, man. Shout out to those guys. Those are the 2 promo codes. And once again, last but not least, if you guys need glasses, sunglasses, prescription, non-prescribed, check out visionpros.com if you're in America, and visionpros.ca if you're in Canada. Use the promo code VPClassic. Save yourself 25% on your purchases on glasses and sunglasses. All the top name brands are on the website. I always recommend going into a store, like going into the nearest optometrist or sunglass or glasses store, trying stuff on, seeing what suits you, going home, jumping on visionpros.ca or visionpros.com, and finding those pair of glasses and buying them online after you've already checked them out, and use the promo code VP Classic and save yourself 25%. Now that all of that is out of the way, it is Survivor Series weekend.
Yep.
It is one of my favorite weekends of the year. It's one of the big 4 pay-per-views. Now throw NXT TakeOver the night before it. It's gonna be a hell of a weekend. NXT's involved in Survivor Series this year, so it's gonna be super fun. Before we get to that, though, I don't know if you've been like checking out my page. I know you're more of a Twitter guy, but I just kind of been dabbling and throwing up some like old like Survivor Series matches that I've really enjoyed. A couple of days ago, I threw up that 2001 winner takes all, the Alliance versus Team WWF Survivor Series match. Probably one of my favorites. I had that on VHS. I watched it a ton. Really good match. I even tossed up a couple of matches from my favorites. One of my favorite Survivor Series of all time, Survivor Series 2003. Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
How stacked was that show?
Is that the first Elimination Chamber?
No. Okay.
Oh,
Kane
okay.
versus Shane McMahon, Ambulance Man. Taker versus Vince McMahon, Buried Alive. Team Austin versus Team Bischoff.
Yeah.
Team Angle versus Team Lesnar. Goldberg versus Triple H. I don't know about you, like even on paper the card looks stacked, and then watching it was fun to watch again. I posted the Buried Alive match.
They had a lot of good pay-per-views that year. They
did, and it was such an interesting year too, because they had all those WCW guys coming in and out. The reign of Triple H just running through everybody until Goldberg came. It was good stuff, man.
Turned a lot of people off that Triple H reign.
It did. Because think about the WCW guys he went through: Booker T, Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, and then it was finally Goldberg was the one that defeated him, and then he won it back in December anyways. It was kind of like he had all those opportunities to take these established WCW
clean
guys.
shaven with his girly ass hair. Oh my god, trying to have a Ric Flair match every Sunday.
That Survivor Series was good because the game lost to Goldberg.
Yeah.
And honestly, 2003 Survivor Series is probably one of my favorite. I remember that Buried Alive match. It was the last time we saw the American Badass Undertaker before he came back to the dark side.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I know. I thought we'd see him again, but I knew it was happening then. And at that time, I was excited. I remember.
That's definitely my favorite Taker.
And then Big Evil, yeah, because he was more humanized and realistic. But that finish though, right? Like, I didn't expect Kane to come out of that dump truck thing and help Vince McMahon. Obviously that storyline with Shane and Kane went all through the summer, and that ambulance match was just solid. The Team Angle, Team Lesnar match features so many guys that had potential that didn't go that far. Like Matt Morgan was, in the WWE, like Matt Morgan was in there, Nathan Jones. I think Hardcore Holly was involved in the match. Like it was just a young Cena was involved in the match. Benoit, like it was a fun match. And obviously Team Bischoff versus Team Austin was the whole story about, if Austin loses.
Yeah.
his career's over. He's no longer the GM, but if he wins, he's allowed to beat up people again if he wants to.
Yeah.
And then that was the whole passion of Shawn Michaels, bleeding profusely and trying to help Austin keep his job against Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and Christian. He almost did it until Batista came, and like it was just a great story. One of my favorite Survivor Series, man. And finally, we saw Triple H lose to Goldberg. And the one last thing I want to say about Survivor Series 2003, if you guys haven't watched it, definitely go watch it. But the video packages for all these matches, tremendous.
If you're gonna watch anything this week, go ahead and watch this.
Yeah. If you're gonna watch any one thing from this specific show,
just go back and watch that.
Watch Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, Halloween Havoc.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, but yeah, Survivor Series 2003. Like, what are some of your favorite Survivor Series matches and moments other than that one show? I guess now that I
first of all, you're gonna tell the people that was my idea, right?
Oh yeah, Devon hit me up and was like, "Hey, we should talk about our favorite Survivor Series moments on this episode."
Let's talk about some shit we actually like for once.
Yeah, I got a list of notes here. This is just
even though it's actually been decent, and I cannot tell you the last time I was actually this pumped for a wrestling weekend. Like I actually like told like when that NXT invasion started going on, I told my girlfriend, I'm like, yo, just Google whatever weekend Survivor Series is. I'm gonna be busy those evenings because like I'm actually excited to watch. Otherwise, I'd just be like whatever, not so super interested in watching.
They did a good job, and we're going to talk more about this year, but they did a really good job of making it exciting because
stories and matches.
The inclusion of NXT though,
yeah.
Because if it was just Raw vs SmackDown, I don't know if
it'd be another shitty Survivor Series, which is what we've gotten probably since 2003. Yeah. So other than Sting appearing, people act like that one was good, but it was just Sting appearing. That match was good too. Yeah, that was when Ziggler went over.
Well,
right?
Let's talk about more moments because that was a huge Survivor Series moment. Sting making his WWE debut. Yeah. I remember, and that match was really good. That Authority versus Team Cena. Really good match, and I think everyone expected to go one way, but Ziggler being the last guy surviving.
I mean, we got Austin Brett 96.
Hell of a match. And that same show, Undertaker coming down like a bat.
Yeah, really stupid, but yeah. 97.
As a kid,
97, everybody remembers. I can tell you exactly where it was when the screw drop happened. I remember my dad and my uncle were just like, basically, what the hell just happened? They're like, that was real. Yeah. That was real. And I remember, like, even my dad and my uncle are just like, yo, what the hell just happened right here?
Was this Survivor Series 2000 where Austin dropped Triple H off a forklift in a car?
Yeah, because 99 is where he got hit by the car. I remember that so clearly, too.
Because, wait,
Survivor Series 99 is when Austin got hit by the car, and I was just like, yo, what the hell?
Oh, yeah, I was on the show.
I took that so seriously.
He got hit by the car in the show.
I took that so seriously.
What a long... He
was supposed to ref the main event, I think.
No, I think it was a triple threat. It was him, Rock, and
that was when Big Show won the belt.
Yeah, Big Show got put in the match.
Paul Wyatt.
It's supposed to be him, Rock, and Triple H.
Yeah.
But then he was going to leave for next surgery, so they had him get run over by a car, and then it ended up being Big Show, Rock, and Triple H. And then Big Show won the belt. But yeah, and then it was a year later he dropped... That was the funniest thing too, because like he dropped Triple H off the forklift in the car, and then like Triple H showed up on Raw. It was just good stuff, man. Good old Attitude Era booking. But other good stuff, like obviously The Rock winning his first WWF Championship and debuting in '96, winning his first WWE Championship in '99 in the Deadly Games tournament.
Yeah, when Mankind got screwed over by Vince.
Yeah, and that was fair enough.
You know, it's funny because you don't really put because '98 was such a different era than '97, but like they literally mimicked the screw job a year later.
Yeah,
you'd think it was like. Looking back, it's like, oh, The Rock and Mankind. Like, the whole Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and even the rest of the card where it was just, like, gang rules or whatever, right? It seems like such a different era. Even look at the roster. Like, they didn't have, like, Shamrock or whoever else, right?
Yeah.
I think Shamrock was there in 97, but, yeah, it just seems like a totally different era. But they were literally mocking it the next year.
It was right next to each other, and it's like... and they've mocked it a million times since then, but that was fresh then. And anyways, I want to point out, like, I was thinking about Survivor Series moments, right? And I was like, okay, Undertaker returning in 05.
What's your first one you can remember?
Like, actually remember watching?
Watching, enjoying a moment, like...
I think for me, because I was a huge Taker fan, like 96, like that was the first time I remember watching wrestling, like Taker and the Mankind thing, Bret and Austin, like that's the
thing I remember.
Sid and Shawn Michaels and Sid hitting Jose Lothario.
The thing I remember most from 96 would be the Boiler Room in SummerSlam, I think.
Yeah, but like 96, like the first year I remember, but like my first Survivor Series memories of like watching, I was like I remember I had VHS tapes, and obviously like being there with my brothers from the 80s and stuff, and like I was gonna post it tonight. The Mega Powers running through the whole team and stuff.
Right.
Like, that always stood out to me.
See, I had
Hogan getting handcuffed and Savage trying to get through everybody.
I had 92 on VHS, and I used to watch it a lot. I had the 92 Rumble and the 92 Survivor Series, so I watched those a lot. So I remember it was Shawn Michaels Intercontinental Champion versus Bret. Bret like started partying with Santa after the match.
And Perfect.
Yeah, and we had
Savage and Perfect versus Flair and
a big one I was super into when I was a kid was Nails and Bossman. I was super into that feud. Yeah. Hated Inch Nails. Loved Bossman. Loved his theme song. Loved the Nightstick. Like I think that was the Nightstick on a pole match. To be honest with you, I think it might have been. But yeah, I remember watching that one really, really closely. So what was it? Taker and Kamala or something like that.
Taker made his debut in '90.
Yeah.
I'm just because this is my thing though. I was trying to point out a couple minutes ago. I was like, I was thinking about favorite Survivor Series moments. I kept thinking of things like 80s, and I started thinking about like the 90s.
I used to love those. Like I used to love renting those VHSs. Survivor Series had always the best covers for their VHSs.
Yeah, because they showed all the teams.
And I was like a huge Warrior guy, so every time I saw Warrior on the cover with his team, I'm like, yeah.
Warrior with LOD and Texas
I just
Tornado.
remember like the renting those VHSs and seeing like those big tag matches where like you just loved so many of those guys, and like
and it would be like 18 guys because they'd have every tag team. Like,
I loved it'd
be like the Hart Foundation, the British Bulldogs, the
five guys,
Rougeos,
it'd be like 5 teams. Like what the hell?
And those like 16 guys standing on the apron. You're like, this is like chaos. But
I used to love those little Mattel action figure commercials during the show.
But my point was this. I was trying to get to is that I can remember all that stuff. I can remember the 80s. I can even remember like the Doinks versus Jerry the King Lawler and his.
You don't remember
midgets.
anything in the 2000s?
I can't remember so many things, and not all of them. Like recent years, like 2013, 14, 15, 16. I remember that. Like
05 onwards was pretty
like
rotten.
06, 07. I'm like, what happened? I remember like there was triple threat matches between the ECW champion, like Booker T, Big Show. But I'm like, I don't remember the Survivor Series matches and stuff.
No, I think they got away from them for a while though.
07,
and they would just have like your one like obligatory one.
Let's run through it like this. 06. What happened on the 06 Survivor Series? Like off the top of your head.
I couldn't tell you. It was probably DX.
I think it was that the one. It was DX versus John Cena in triple threat.
Feels like something that would happen
because they had, and then it was like
I
Taker.
know 06 was like all DX, wasn't it?
Or was that like 08 or something? Like that's what I mean. Like those years are such a blur to me. And then let's go 07. 07. The only thing I remember from 07, I think it was 07. I might be wrong. Was Taker and Batista Hell in the Cell Edge returns. That's all I remember.
Okay.
Like I don't know anything else that happened on that card.
No, that's because like Survivor Series, because it was so bad for so long. It's one that like I don't really go back and watch anything Survivor Series pre like 03 on the network.
Yeah.
Because I just don't like. I mean that's probably why I should go back and watch them, but
06.
Just pull the cards up.
DX had a team and Punk was on it, and Punk got a huge ovation.
That was the one where he got a huge ovation.
And Triple H was confused.
And they were probably like, why is this indie asshole getting cheered?
But when I was trying to think of my favorite moments, like once again thinking about Undertaker's debut, I was thinking about Undertaker's 25 years. I was thinking about Austin and the forklift. I was thinking about Austin, Bret Hart, but I could not I couldn't think of those middle years. Let's say 2000. Let's go from 2006. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, yeah, that was I was kind of right with the 2006 one. It was the 3 champions because ECW was around then. Like, do you remember Dusty?
Who's the champ? Kristen?
How about this 4-on-4 Survivor Series elimination match? 2006. Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Ron Simmons, and Sergeant Slaughter beat the Spirit Squad.
What?
I don't remember that at all.
I only vaguely remember watching the Spirit Squad and knowing that I didn't really want to watch wrestling anymore.
Chris Benoit defeated Chavo Guerrero. Mickey James. Okay, Team DX. CM Punk, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. Defeated Rated RKO, Johnny Nitro, Gregory Helms. Like, I remember that match. I just didn't realize it was a show, but I just put together. Undertaker and Kane had a match. I forgot about that.
That was Undertaker's return.
Undertaker was Kennedy. My bad.
No, it wasn't his return. His return was Mania.
Yeah, in 04. We're in 06.
Holy shit.
Here's another 5-on-5 elimination from 06. Bobby Lashley, Kane, John Cena, Rob Van Dam, and Sabu versus the Big Show, Finley.
MVP.
Like, I don't remember any of this. And then Batista.
That sounds like it'd be a good match, though.
And then Batista and King Booker. Like, this might be a good show, but like when I was thinking of Survivor Series memories, none of this came to my head.
No, but now that you mention it, the Team DX thing, that sounds familiar in Team.
No, I remember that. I remember Shawn Michaels signing in the ring, put his arm around Melina. I remember the CM Punk pop. But like when I was thinking about more, like it wasn't memorable enough for me to be like, oh yeah, like remember this 07. I don't want to go through every match, but like I said, the Hell in the Cell. I remember CM Punk and John Morrison. I remember that feud.
Yeah, I do.
I remember that. Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly as tag champs. I remember the backstage promo when it was Jeff Hardy, Kane, Rey Mysterio, and Triple H because Kane brought up Katie Vick. He's like, didn't you used to date her or something like that? Yeah, or didn't you do something to my dead girlfriend or something? And yeah. Everyone was bringing up things that Triple H did to them. Oh, I remember the backstage promo, then I actually remember the match. Great Khali defeated Hornswoggle. Like, that was the illegitimate child era. God. Randy Orton versus Shawn Michaels. I actually do remember that match, but I didn't remember this year. You see what I mean? Like, this is all such a blur to me these years. Up until like 2000, like I think 11, I started like post Pipe Bomb. Then I was focused again.
Well, there was no PVR then either. So, like, I mean, this was when we were, like, 17, 18. Like, we weren't sitting around on a Friday night watching
Yeah, I was in high school. Like, I graduated 2009, right? So then, and that, I always say those are my darkest, 2007 and, like, 2011. Like, I watched, but I wasn't watching all the pay-per-views.
Oh, completely. Didn't watch anything.
Yeah.
But, like
I watched Raw and stuff. But
I would watch, like, Mania.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I'd kind of hear what's going on through people. My brother watched. He always bought the video game, so, like, I would see who people are. But, like, never really knew what was going on.
Because I'm reading the stuff, I'm like, I remember these feuds.
It wasn't really until I started using the internet more that I followed, because then I would follow through sites that posted about wrestling. Because then I'd see, oh, this was the event, or, you know, this is what's happening.
Do you remember Edge beating Triple H and Vladimir Kozlov? Like,
yes, I do remember that.
I don't. I remember his Team Orton versus Team Batista, because I liked both those guys, and I was like, oh. And that was when, like, they were both on Raw together for a bit. When Orton started looking cool again with the balder head and, like, all, like, viperish.
Like, if I was to say viperish?
Yeah. But, yeah, you know what I mean? And then, then I think this was the triple threat one, was 2008, 9. And that's, it just, everything was a blur. But most of my memories come pre-2007 and pre-2006, and most of my later pay-per-views come after 2011. Like, seeing Punk and Bryan team up against the Wyatt family, Taker and Kane facing the Wyatt family, the Sting debut.
Why? Like,
Roman Reigns winning the WWE Championship and then Sheamus cashing in.
I wish the red and the blue shirts would go away.
Yeah, let's talk about all that. But anyways,
so corny.
Are we done with our Survivor Series moments? We just went in deep for a little bit there.
We can still go on. Let's talk about Survivor Series, man. That's one thing that just pisses me off.
Yeah.
The red and the blue shirts. That's so corny.
Yeah, honestly, it's like if they show them on NXT.
Could you imagine Piper or Austin or The Rock wearing a freaking red or blue shirt? That is so, like, that. I've never even been a fan of wrestlers wearing their own shirts. I think that's tacky.
Yeah.
But, like, man, the red and the blue shirts, they're just, like, outwardly trying to make everybody seem on the same. Like, nobody's a star.
Or like we don't know what show people are on.
Oh my God.
We're so dumb. Like, hey, you know, Shinsuke had to show up to NXT in his blue shirt, and we wouldn't know where he came from.
Yeah, like, we're sitting here reciting years. You don't think we can remember who's on what show from this week?
Yeah, it's silly. It's a little overdone.
Mind you, right now with the draft and everything blended and nothing really good happening since the draft, I wouldn't be surprised if people are kind of confused with which show, who's on what show.
Even so, it doesn't matter. Like, does it really matter?
That's a question I can't answer.
Like, there is separation. There's a main roster as NXT. You know, if someone came from the main roster and attacked NXT.
It was nice when they did that first draft again, and then, like, I mean, the recent one.
Yeah.
And they had the SmackDown solo shows and the Raw solo shows. That makes it a little bit better because you're getting full stories.
We're gonna get back to that after Survivor.
They're not gonna do solo shows though like that.
Oh,
the pay-per-views are all gonna be
that's
mixed.
what you're talking about.
Like Backlash is a SmackDown exclusive.
Yeah. I always felt like they should. This was my theory behind that. I'm like, they should always keep those separate pay-per-views, but they shouldn't have 2 pay-per-views a month. Like, Raw shouldn't have a pay-per-view every month.
No, I like that. I like that. I got so used to that. Because, you know, the thing is, we don't pay that much for it. And you know what? You're going to get at least a couple good matches on it, and at least they're trying to build storylines for the things. I was down with it.
I liked it how it was back in, like, 02, 03, when it was, like, back and forth.
Yeah,
because
every, like, 2 months you'd have a pay-per-view.
Yeah, obviously they shared the big ones, like they should. But they, like, it would be Raw pay-per-view, then because then you gave time for storylines to build.
Yeah, it's cool too. Like, you remember, like, the WrestleMania where you get that one moment because they never ever cross paths. Or so it shows you'd see, like, Triple H and JBL. You know, they both end up losing
both championships and they're talking.
Yeah. Like, that's like a cool moment. That like now it's just like, eh.
You know what I mean? You don't get
like
that.
NXT,
and you would get hyped. Like,
NXT are coming on Raw and SmackDown. Yeah. That's cool because we've never seen it.
And the fact that, like, we didn't have these type of Survivor Series or, like, before bragging rights. But
with all this beef that's been going down, how can they go back to not having NXT on these 2 shows now? They're almost ingrained in it.
They won't. They can. It's easy.
They can, but it's not going to be as good. And now it's just like this is why the old schoolers say, like, okay, hot shotting's going to kill your territory, because, like, now it's just like, now we're waiting for these surprises. We want to see all these different matchups, and then they're just going to take it away from us after Survivor Series.
We're going to see a lot of cool matchups during this period of time. Adam Cole versus Seth Rollins. Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan.
A lot of cool matches, no finishes.
Becky Lynch versus...
no, one match can be
Revival
finished.
in the UE finished.
Oh, my God. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I do. But that's the thing, because you want to protect everybody at this point. They don't want anything to be
stupid.
solid.
People need to be protective. It's wrestling. People are going to lose.
Speaking about this whole weekend, might as well jump right into our predictions for those 2 shows. Let's just get them out of the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we can talk about our highlights and everything after that. What I was going to say, though, about another thing about the separate pay-per-views that I did like, though, is are you just being super disrespectful and texting right now?
Yeah.
That's super disrespectful. Sorry, guys. Super
I don't
disrespectful.
Give a shit, man. Here, what's he talking to?
Texting in the middle of our show. What's going on?
What do you mean?
Here?
Did I stop talking? Did I stop paying attention?
I don't know. Maybe you were.
Right.
Maybe you're tuned to your texting. I don't know.
You want me to start calling you out for your
I think
bullshit again?
I think I need to leave that at my desk and you have it back after
I
class.
can start calling you out for your bullshit.
Anyways.
Just wait till you start mispronouncing every other
when
word.
I get to our predictions, I was gonna say the one thing I did like about the separate pay-per-views for the brands is because before there was bragging rights and Survivor Series pay-per-views, it actually was like cool when it came around WrestleMania season or Royal Rumble and you'd see the two brands interact because you'd be like, oh, WrestleMania is the one time of the year you might get Raw versus SmackDown matches. You know what I mean? Like you'd get like the rare Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle and they're on two separate shows the entire time. Then you finally got it at WrestleMania and you never thought you'd get that because they actually made the brand extension seem so important during that period of time. I don't know. But it's sad because now you get Survivor Series. We know every year around Survivor Series this is going to happen and it's like, you know. Yeah, and the other thing I don't like about the brand extension.
Do you know anybody in your little Instagram comments there of your followers and your peoples?
Yeah.
Does anyone actually give a shit about brand supremacy?
No.
Or brand loyalty?
No, and the reason why.
And the thing is, do you even think the wrestlers don't even act like they give a shit?
Well, how can you?
They're just like it's like the same issue I have with Hell in a Cell. There's nothing really worth putting in Hell in a Cell, but it's Hell in a Cell season. Gotta have a Hell in a Cell.
That's what it feels
so
like.
It's kind of like, oh, Survivor Series season. We gotta pretend like no, you're feuding with these people 11 months of the year, and all of a sudden you're like, come on, guys, we're a team.
Yeah, and this is my thing. My thing is this: like, if they didn't do a draft once a year and people were on the same brand for a longer period of time, maybe it'd matter. It just doesn't matter, man. If it's every year that we're doing this, and if they did this, the Survivor
Series, like the NXT one, you believe that they think NXT is better than everyone, and they have this chip on their shoulder. But I don't believe that.
Half these Raw guys were just on SmackDown, half these SmackDowns were just on Raw. Why do they care? You know, that's the problem because there's always drafts, they're always flip flopping. Why does Randy Orton care wherever he is? He's Randy F. and Orton. He doesn't care about Raw or SmackDown. No. He's been on every damn show.
Yeah,
that's where it gets confusing. It's just that's where the problem is. Well, these NXT guys, they've just been on NXT most of the time, so you're like, yeah. And even Triple H, when he's doing these really good promos with guys like Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, you know they have this sort of love for NXT. They came from there, so there's something there. But the rest of these guys that have been on the main roster most of the time, like, why do they care about brand supremacy? Miz has been on Raw and SmackDown flip-flop so many times since 2016. Like, why does he care where he is?
Him and Alexa Bliss are just going to go have a beer. They're going to be like, we've been on both shows a hundred times.
I thought I was a SmackDown person. Like, you know, there's only a few people like Carmella can say she bleeds blue. She's been on there since 2016 fully. Like, I don't know other people.
No, she was on Raw and SmackDown.
No, with the 24/7 thing down the wall, everybody was on every show at one point.
No, but I mean Alexa Bliss first one.
No, I'm talking about Carmella.
Oh, Carmella?
She's been on SmackDown the entire time.
Nobody cares. Well, like
someone like Seth.
Nobody cares about Carmella.
someone like Seth Rollins.
She's like the new Alicia Fox. She shows up sometimes. And you're like, oh yeah, she's still around.
She's dope, dude.
Yeah, because she wore your shirt.
She's dope. No,
you really care about her wrestling?
Yeah, no. She's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's a bad wrestler. I'm saying, do you care?
If she depends who's facing.
No, you don't.
She's a great character. She's entertaining as hell.
Yeah, with R-Truth.
Just generally.
And when she was managing Enzo and Cass.
And when she was a heel and she was a champion, she was funny as hell.
Yeah, that was decent.
You know what I mean?
I'll give that.
She played a good heel.
That was also, what, almost 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was. That's crazy.
Yeah.
2017, 18, 19,
yeah.
She needs a strap again. I guess she's taking it off Bailey. Which we'll get to that in a second. Let's just go through our predictions. We'll start with WarGames, then we'll go to Survivor Series. I'm going to shoot the match, and you tell me who you think's going to take it. First things first, Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane versus Damian Priest. Winner faces Adam Cole the next night at Survivor Series. Who do you got?
I mean, if it wasn't that stipulation, I'd say Priest. But I mean, I can see them going with Dunne just to get that on the Survivor Series match.
That's what I was going to go with.
Because they're going to want to sell, and I know, like, you know, let's say two sides. Storyline wise, Dunne's the bruiserweight. He's, you know, a more established character.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna, you know, he's the stronger guy.
Former UK champion.
Yeah, and then, you know, from behind the scenes wise, you know, Triple H is a huge supporter of Pete Dunne, and, you know, they're just, him and Adam Cole are gonna have probably the best match on the show.
And that's the thing. If you want to showcase NXT and showcase NXT UK and
time
NXT,
after time, at least this year, Adam Cole is the performer of the company.
Oh, 100%.
Every month or every pay-per-view, it's just like another match of the year candidate.
He's fought Brian. He fought Seth. He's been invading every show.
I think about even all the NXT shows.
Killer match on NXT.
All the NXT pay-per-views.
He's going to be in WarGames. He's going to have a match on Survivor Series.
I'm saying all the NXT pay-per-views that have already happened.
Yeah.
Not just like the past 2 weeks on Raw SmackDown. Everything's a match of the year candidate.
No, for sure. All the stuff with Aleister Black, his North American Championship win, his match with Ricochet. He's always killing it. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Dunne because it makes sense. That way, you also can showcase NXT UK and NXT because Dunne's former UK champion.
Dunne's not really on UK anymore.
But he's a former UK champion. They can talk about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
there's a way to show both brands in a weird way in that way. And then once again, hell of a match.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you want on Survivor Series. More than I think you want to see Adam Cole versus Killian Dane. More than you want to see Adam Cole versus Damian Priest. I think it could be wild to make it Priest, but I think Dunn's the best choice to go with. Then we got Matt Riddle versus Finn Balor, which was supposed to be Gargano, but Gargano's injured, so Riddle stepped in, is now not in WarGames, but facing Balor. I think it only makes sense that Balor wins because he came back.
Balor shouldn't be losing for a long time.
Yeah, he came back to make a statement. I think he's gonna somehow get to.
Does he cost Adam Cole the belt?
No, not yet.
No,
not yet.
No. Interesting.
Not yet. There's some sort of like mutual respect.
Does he find his way into WarGames?
Oh, maybe.
I
There's
don't
an
know.
empty spot there.
I don't know.
But that's what the good guys.
I don't know.
I think he has to beat Riddle, which is like, if Riddle wins, that doesn't do anything to anyone. So, Finn Balor is the choice.
Yeah, he should just quit then.
Yeah, you're just not a real fan, eh? It just hasn't clicked for you yet.
I don't hate the guy.
No, he just hasn't clicked for you.
Yeah, I'm not invested in him at all.
Fair enough. I can say that about a few people on the second show we're going to talk about. And then the first War Games, we'll talk about the women's one first, even though I put the men's first. Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, and Mia Yim. I'm a fan of 3 out of the 4 of those girls, and Mia Yim is growing on me.
This is going to be really good.
Versus Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Kaylee Ray. First ever women's War Games. All brand new girls.
Give me Io Shirai all day.
I really on the women's side, obviously the face side, Rhea's dope, Candice is dope, Tegan's dope, Mia's good. She kind of sold on me on the ladder match she had last week. Mia Yim.
Oh man, she keeps getting. I wasn't sold on her either.
Yeah.
Like I knew she's good, but like each week she's getting better and better 100%. And better. Like she's the definition of how like people like Jim Ross are always saying, oh, if they give you the ball, you gotta get yourself over, prove your worth, blah blah blah. She's like the epitome of that right now.
She's definitely been killing it. She's growing on me on the women's side. Obviously, I do dig Shayna. I think she's legit. Io Shirai's dope. She's growing on me. I think this whole darker heel Io is cool. It's cool on NXT to have her and Kairi have the little stare down after they were a team for a bit before Kairi bounced.
Why? Because they're both Japanese?
No, they were a team for a bit before Kairi bounced. And then remember they separated the two of them out of nowhere, and then Kairi was Asuka's tag team partner. And then after Kairi left, Io turned heel and stuff. But
yeah, great stuff. I love it.
And then Bianca. See, I know what's going on in NXT, even though I wasn't watching fully. Bianca Belair, I'm not sold on her yet. I don't get the hype. I know she's super strong. She's got attitude. She's got sass. I got all that.
I'll never be sold on her. I don't think she's a good wrestler.
I don't know. I haven't watched enough of her matches to tell you. I've watched her matches.
I've seen her from the beginning. I don't think she's that good of a wrestler.
I do think she's a character. She has sass. She's got the character. She seems super powerful. Even when she came on SmackDown, she lifted Carmella and I'm like, yo, this chick's strong as hell. But I don't know how I feel about her. I'm not invested in her enough.
She doesn't do nothing for me
to care yet.
No.
And Kaylee Ray, to be honest with you, I haven't watched NXT UK since she became a prominent figure on there. I watched it in the early days and then I kind of stopped. But
I would have rather had Toni Storm in here.
100%.
Yeah.
There's even that Ginny's chick. There's other girls that are on NXT UK that I know that I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
Like Rhea Ripley when she was there, I was a fan of her. Tegan Nox when she was there, I was a fan of her. Ginny's, that chick. The girl you just said, Toni Storm, she's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylee Ray, I'm not that aware of. I don't know much about her. She's in this. Hopefully she shows me something here.
I'm sure she will.
But
all those Brits know how to wrestle, man.
You want like obviously like this is actually a match. Like if NXT did anything good, like I'm actually rooting for the baby faces. Like I want them to win here.
This is gonna be good, man.
If you listen to Rhea Ripley on Corey Graves After the Bell podcast, she's talking about how she's been waiting to get in a hardcore match.
I mean, Rhea's whole team, like, is there just like I'm down with all of them.
Exactly, that's the thing. And we've seen Candice get hardcore before in the independent scene. We've seen her do wrestle guys and wrestle like in street fights and hardcore matches. And we know Tegan is resilient, and Mia, we just saw her like have a brutal ladder match. Like, we know these girls can take it. On the other side, I once again don't know much about Kaylee. I don't know how I feel about Bianca in a hardcore match. Shayna to me is more of a shoot wrestler than a hardcore extreme match type of wrestler. And Io Shirai, maybe she'll do things. She's had a couple of cage matches and stuff, but
she's wild. She's gonna be the breakout one on that team.
I think Shayna might be like vicious and aggressive and like, but I don't like Shayna to me is like a shoot MMA like wrestler
like a Dory Funk Jock Briscoe.
Yeah, like bending
in the ring,
bending your fingers, like, like stretching you in weird ways. Like that's how I see Shayna,
Yeah.
But which is a good thing for War Games because I don't know if it's the OG rules, but the first person to have someone on the team quit wins, right? Like if that's the case, then
in the match beyond,
Shayna will make you tap.
Which Cody Rhodes just trademarked.
Did he?
The match beyond, yeah.
Do you think that's what they're gonna have their war games like? Because they're gonna probably have one eventually, Inner Circle versus the Elite or something. I mean, they're doing a bash at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they got the name rights to that, but
I think he explained it in an interview.
Oh, did he?
I didn't bother reading.
I didn't bother looking into it. I didn't bother looking into it, but I was like, that's interesting that they got the name for that. So cool.
Yeah, he trademarked the name Dusty Rhodes too.
Did he? Good for him, man. Cody's a man. War games. The men's one, you Undisputed Era versus Ciampa, Lee, Dijakovic, and blank.
Yo, so there's 2 spots there, isn't there? There's 4. There's one. Who's it gonna be?
So that's the thing. I have no idea.
Velveteen coming back?
That would be dope.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Makes the most sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Who else is out there?
That's it. Because to be honest with you, Dijakovic, he's dope. Don't care for him though that much.
Kona Reeves.
That's so funny. He came out on NXT.
Yeah, he just got his shit pushed in
by Ricochet.
Ricochet just flies out of nowhere.
Dude, so what I did, I was at work.
That was great. And that's like the perfect thing to happen to that character.
I was at work and I was using half my computer screen to like do work, and then I had NXT.
You don't do work at work. You do this.
I had NXT on.
You do this.
I had NXT on the square right here, and then I had
what notes did you put beside Dynamite this week? Which ones were meh this week?
Then I had AEW on my phone.
Of course, Britt and Sheeta meh.
Yeah, give me some women to care about. Like I don't care about Britt and Sheeta.
I love that. I knew there was gonna be one meh. Like don't tell me how to think. Great opener. Frick off.
It was high energy. So when you're watching,
but you don't have any comments tonight between Owens and Drew. Like shut up.
Oh, because the match didn't end.
So that can be good.
It was a great match.
Half these matches didn't have an ending.
Do you know what stood out to me about Owens and Drew? The fact that Drew just disappeared and Triple H cutting promo with Owens. Like Drew was never on NXT. But it was a hell of a promo.
Kevin Owens, he's going to show up in the War Games.
And be on the babyface side with Ciampa guys?
Yeah.
That would be sweet.
And then he wins.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, that's too good of an idea for that to actually happen.
Velveteen Owens, I'm down with either one. But Owens actually looked like Triple H's words affected him more than Seth did. So if it is Kevin Owens, that'd be fire. But I kind of want to see Ciampa guys win here.
Remember when Owens was a Universal Champion?
Can you have
good times?
Can you have both babyface teams win both War Games? I don't know.
I don't think about it that deeply, man.
I do.
You can have all good guys win. It doesn't matter. They don't book wrestling cards like that anymore.
I do. I mean, obviously this match, I don't care either way it goes. Whoever the surprise guest.
I know. I've seen how you do predictions. You take this very seriously.
The surprise teammate might make a difference, but obviously I'm always okay with the Undisputed Era winning.
See, that's a question you should ask the dummies on your Instagram page. Who do you think is going to be a surprise? Because you know what? People come up with real cool ideas that I would have never thought of.
I like Kevin Owens. I like the.
But the one thing about that fantasy booking is it's never as good as the ideas you come up with, and then you're just like, meh.
Yeah. I like Velveteen.
That's why like random thought I'm having now. What's better is announce the whole team, do an injury angle that night, and have a surprise that night. You don't give people that much time to get too hyped about someone, and then they're not disappointed.
And that's cool. It really could be anyone on the main roster because they're doing this whole jumping back and forth thing.
It's an NXT show though.
It could be anyone.
Maybe that's why they make it a main roster person. Who knows?
Imagine that be Seth Rollins or Daniel Bryan or like just someone cool.
Yeah, if they want the match to get booed out of the building, sure, put Seth Rollins in there.
Imagine being Daniel Bryan because he's the most consistent guy in the regard.
Yeah, the guy fighting the Fiends really gonna show up at War Games.
And the Fiend shows up and they continue their storyline there, and it's like, what's going on here?
You hope it's Big Show.
If it was, oh my god! Goodbye, Undisputed Era. Rest in peace.
Yo, when the hell is Edge coming back?
Huh?
I'm getting sick of waiting. Where the hell's Edge?
He's not coming back.
But,
maybe he's going to be NXT. Edge is going to be NXT, baby.
Mystery guy. Who the hell else could it be other than Velveteen?
NXT guys?
Yeah.
Could be a UK. Who's an NXT UK champion right now? Walter? No.
I mean, it would have been better if it was just Gargano and Balor and Riddle in the War Games.
I like Keith Lee. I like Ciampa. I don't really care for Dijakovic.
Oh, then you haven't been watching.
No, he's dope wrestler. He's a dope wrestler.
He's like a good Vladimir Kozlov.
Yeah. And no. He'll kill it in this match. I don't know. His match with Keith Lee was sick. The triple threat with Roderick was straight. Like, he's sick.
That's fair.
I saw him live. He was sick. I used to watch him when he was on. He's sick. Character-wise. Is he a character?
I don't know.
Who else is on NXT, though?
I don't know. I can't think of anyone.
It could be a 205 Live guy.
I can't think of anyone that would be like.
It could be a Leo Rush. It could be one of those 205 guys.
I don't know.
Jack Gallagher.
I mean, you can't really think of anything other than Velveteen.
Velveteen's solid. Does he have a beef with anyone else? Bringing someone back down like Aleister Black to have a fight? I don't know.
Oh my god. One of the hardest guys to ruin. They're managing to do it.
Just brutal, man. Brutal. Buddy Murphy had to find him backstage. I like that though. Buddy Murphy is Aleister, but
where are you?
At this point, though, it's like I like both guys. Obviously, I want Alistair to beat Buddy Murphy, but like I don't want Buddy Murphy just to lose to Alistair. Like, where are we going with this one? But that's a Raw highlight. That's it for NXT though. I'm gonna go.
We didn't pick who's gonna win.
I'm gonna go with I think the baby faces, Ciampa guys. Ciampa just came back, big return. The titles aren't on the line, so it doesn't matter if Undisputed Era loses. Has Undisputed Era ever won at WarGames? They've been on the first 3, I'm pretty sure.
They won the first one.
Okay, there you go. But yeah, I think Ciampa momentum.
Didn't they win the first one? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, the other because then Ricochet, Dunn, and the Viking Raiders won the second one.
Where the hell's AOP been?
They attacked Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins in Raw.
Oh, nice.
And I thought they were going to get the tag title match, but then somehow Randy Orton and Ricochet did. I was confused.
I'm so mad the New Day's in that match.
Yeah, but they gave us the Revival versus O'Reilly and Fish on NXT.
Yeah, the consolation prize.
Which I wrote the SmackDown review for last week.
Which less than a million people
bailed on the SmackDown review, so I wrote him. I wrote in my predictions, my review that I really
What's that guy's deal? Why does he keep bailing?
I don't know, but I was like, I really hope they at least give us Revival versus the Undisputed Era on NXT, and then they announced it like the day after. I'm like, oh, this is great.
You hoped that? You don't give a shit about matches.
I do, mostly when I matches like that.
Yeah, we'll see when you come over on Saturday or Sunday how many matches you actually watch.
We should. Sonu's gonna be gone. I'm like, we should just watch it here, and Sonu can record us watching it and see how Justin actually watches wrestling.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, dude, have you ever actually watched a full show?
I have.
No, you haven't.
100,000 times.
You have not.
I'm 100 million.
The only time you actually watch stuff is so you can post it.
Well, I have to post. This is the Wrestling Classic.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's NXT WarGames. Let's get into Survivor Series. The first match on the show was the NXT Championship, Adam Cole versus Question Mark. Depends who wins at WarGames. Either way, I think Adam Cole retains. The title's not changing hands at Survivor Series. It'll be a really good match.
Or will they save Cole and Dunn for a takeover and throw Priest in there? I don't know.
I think you could throw Priest in there. It could still be a good match.
The push, right?
But I just think Dunn and Adam Cole, just as a fan perspective, way more appealing.
Too good.
And if they don't do them, like, oh, you guys dropped the ball.
They shouldn't open the show with that. I know you're just putting in your order, but I hope they don't open the show with that.
Yeah. I just put that first because I'm like, we don't know who he's facing, so let's just say.
This should probably be Bayley, Becky, and Shayna opening.
Yeah, maybe. Or they might open with Styles, Nakamura, and Strong.
Yeah, I could live with that.
Just to have a hot opener, you know? I can already imagine the show starts.
I could see any of these opening because they like to open hot.
Yeah, so imagine that, though. The show starts and AJ's music hits. I feel like this something just happens.
Yeah.
You know? Or we get the New Day and we get the triple threat tag match. Because there's going to be a lot of tag matches.
Universal title match is going to be a piss break if they have that red light. I'm not watching it.
Yeah, they just don't drop the red light.
Not watching it.
We're watching it together and we're going to watch it if it's there.
No, we will not.
I will knock on your washroom door.
Well, I'm not going to move it, but I'll start doing other shit or something. I'll go walk the dog or something.
Yeah, your dog's probably going to want to go outside and then that'll probably be the best. Piss break for the dog.
The dog won't be downstairs. I know how scared of her you are.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm actually not going to put her downstairs.
I appreciate that. It's not that I'm scared. It just jumps everywhere.
You are scared. You're a squeamish little brother.
Yeah, because I don't like getting licked on the face and stuff.
You should see this guy around my cat.
Why do you have
this guy jumps like he's getting attacked by a bear. My cat's like this big. The cat's
the beast incarnate, dude.
Okay.
I like dogs. I'm just not a cat person. I do like dogs. I just don't like dog. Like it's your dog, obviously it's fine and stuff, but I don't like dogs on couches and like on me and stuff. Like, you know.
No, I don't.
Okay. It depends, man. It actually really does depend. Because some people have little dogs, I don't mind.
Just say you're scared.
I'm not. I've had so many dogs in my life.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand why you're scared.
I've had like 20 dogs in my life. We've had puppies. We've had Rottweilers. We've had Zilleros.
Yeah, I've seen your vicious ass dogs.
Bulls.
I don't understand. That's why I don't understand why you're scared.
German Shepherds. Like so many German Shepherds. I've had so many dogs in my life.
And you're scared.
Shout out to Caroline's Fed, by the way.
And you're scared of my friendly ass border collie. You have all these killers for dogs. And you're scared of this little loving girl.
My dogs are like monsters.
Yeah.
Because your dog's too friendly that like once they cuddle and stuff, I'm like, I'm not cuddling with you, man.
That's why you're single.
Because I don't want to cuddle with the dog.
Because you don't want to cuddle
with the dog.
Girls love dogs, bro.
I know they do.
Yeah.
And I will love a dog if the girl loves a dog, but I don't need to love your dog.
so you're a faker. He's a phony. Oh, you like dogs? I love dogs.
I mean, like,
you're a vegan? I'm a vegan too. I've never even looked at meat. You kidding me?
No, I'm just saying, like, a girl I liked had a dog, I'd be like, okay, cool, I'll love this dog too.
Hey, I'm Kathy. Oh, hey, Kathy, I'm Justin. Hey, I like smoking meth. Oh, I love smoking meth too, Kathy.
Not like that. I just mean like, I don't hate dogs.
DM on pretty girls. He's single.
I'm very picky on like, you know, if I have
to. What, meth you smoke?
No, just like I have to get to know the dog, get to build a relationship. Okay, you know?
Yeah.
You know.
DM him. He's single. You see how good his hair looks.
Thanks. Shout out to Eden Hair Salon. Next match. Oh, so in my order, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke versus Roderick Strong.
Shinsuke.
He really could use the win. That'd be killer.
Yeah. NXT's got to get one win on this card, though.
I think this might be it.
No.
No, you know what?
Because you know what? Roddy's not only part of Undisputed Era, but he lays such a beating on everyone in all of his matches that you never even notice when he loses.
You know what I was going to say, though? It's been a while since he's had I think it has to be Styles, man. And I think Roderick takes the pin. I don't think Shinsuke takes the pin.
Yeah, Shinsuke's been dope. I don't want to see him go down like that.
If Shinsuke wins, that would be super cool with him and Sammy out there. That'd be hilarious. But I also think
that's AJ Styles should never ever lose a match.
I just think AJ somehow, if this was AJ Styles is gonna win this, he needs that one big win, and he pins Roddy.
He needs to move up the card farther. AJ Styles.
He needs to drop his U.S. title sooner or later.
Yeah.
Bayley versus Becky versus Shayna. I don't not care about this match.
I care.
I just don't care about. I still they tried to make Bayley attack Becky.
All Shayna. I know is never really cared about Bayley, but she always has good matches. She is the second best wrestler of all those four horsewomen.
Lies.
What? Sasha's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bayley's the second. Huh?
And then Charlotte Flair.
Don't fuck up, man.
Hey, watch your language.
what? Doing bad chops and missing kicks
Charlotte
and doing
Flair,
a horrible
baby.
Strut.
Charlotte Flair, baby, number 2.
Are you kidding me? What?
Then Becky Lynch.
How was bending backwards make your figure four better?
And then Becky Lynch.
Oh my god.
And then La Bayley.
Yeah, maybe characters, but not wrestlers, man. Bayley's a really good wrestler.
She's a height. Sasha's number 1 for sure, though. Shout out to Sasha Banks. Love you. Team captain, SmackDown. I'm going to go with... you know what, man? Here, I think... With that being
Bayley's
said...
going to win.
Bayley needs the win. Because
she doesn't need a win.
Shayna doesn't need a win.
She's a whiny heel. She's that would be a perfect time for her to take the
doesn't
pin.
Need a win. And a lot of the people on this show have the excuse of, I was just in WarGames the night before. What the hell? Right? Shayna could come in here with her arm taped up or something crazy like that. Tell a little bit more of a story. Becky is over the moon over, and they just pushed her to the moon. Her winning this would just be so
Is she that over though?
No, just the way she's been pushed.
Oh, right.
There's no need for her to win this. She doesn't gain anything else from winning this.
That's almost why she should win then.
Bayley needs this. Bayley's turned heel.
That's the one thing they do wrong. If you're going to keep pushing somebody like that, if you don't have a plan for who's going to take over, have them keep winning.
I just feel like Bayley just turned heel, and has she had a big decisive win yet?
Yeah, but how many heels have big decisive wins?
On a show like this, because realistically, I love Survivor Series. I love this card.
Depending on where
it's kind of a throwaway show because it doesn't do anything for the rest of the story.
If they're sticking this women's match in a nowhere spot in the middle of the card, Bayley will win.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Bayley's not winning. Otherwise, Becky's gonna win. If they're putting it in a hot spot, Becky's gonna win.
Some of my favorite stuff from this match has come from Becky and Shayna, and Bayley's been kind of the afterthought, even though they tried to make her attack. It doesn't seem important. Still an afterthought.
She's at home tweeting from her TV.
Yeah, even when she went to NXT and attacked whatever, and even when she went and attacked Becky, it still didn't do anything for me. So I just feel like she needs something to make her do something for me, and I think this is it. She beats these two, and I think she doesn't. I don't know. She just needs it, and I think Shayna winning or losing doesn't hurt Shayna. Becky winning or losing doesn't hurt Becky. And Bayley needs
honestly, any of these NXT people losing doesn't hurt them because most people don't know who they are.
Yeah. No, it's true. The tag match one. So, wait. I said Bayley. Who you won with?
Bayley.
Okay. So we have so far Adam Cole. We both said AJ. Actually, you said Shinsuke. I said AJ. We both said Bayley. Viking Raiders versus the New Day versus United Kingdom versus the Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly. Bobby Fish.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Is this a rib?
We're gonna go. Okay, Paige. We're gonna go with
Viking Raiders pinning the New Day. That's the only reason New Day's in this match. Take the pin.
I almost feel like the Viking Raiders are gonna pin O'Reilly and Fish for some reason.
Nah.
This is the thing, okay? We've seen the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, go on a rant. Do it.
We've seen the Viking Raiders versus O'Reilly and Fish when the Viking Raiders were down in NXT. We've seen their interactions. They have hell of matches. The New Day does not need to be here at all. I dig the New Day.
Other than when they feuded the Usos, they've never been known for their matches.
I dig Kofi. I dig E. They're both great.
Oh, you guys are on a first name basis now?
I'm happy. I'm happy that is E's last name or first name?
Oh, you know what I mean.
I'm happy that I thought
Langston.
I thought his first name was Big.
Langston.
I'm happy that the New Day. I'm happy the New Day is entertaining. I'm not. Ever
How about that dummy in your comments that said New Day is gonna go down as one of the best tag teams of all time? Shut up, man. Like, don't you have...
Don't you have
to go to homeroom? What are you doing on Instagram?
Like, in a way, they all go down as one of the greatest groups of all time.
Maybe in WWE narrative.
They'd be like the Freebirds of this generation. Doesn't mean they're the greatest tag team of all time. I think they're a great trio. I would
just specifically talk about that dummy in your
comments. No, 100%. I agree with that. That might be because I do think they're going to be one of the greatest trios of all time. You can put them up there with the Freebirds. You can put them up there with the Shield. Like the longest running. They stayed together. They've won the most belts. It's just so unnecessary for them to be in this spot, in this match. The Revival in there with these other two teams would have been legit, like just fire.
If the New Day weren't on a single pay-per-view this whole year, they would still be over, and nobody would notice. And nobody would notice.
And credit to the New Day, they're so versatile. They could have hosted this pay-per-view. They could have been in commentary for this whole show. They could have done something backstage, and it's totally fine.
Other than them being in this match, can you remember a single pay-per-view match they've had this year?
This year,
yeah.
Besides Kofi as a single star, no.
And it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't hurt them. You don't think of them any less. They're where they are.
Yeah, because E was injured for a bit, then Kofi was the champion.
They're bulletproof.
Yeah, and they're legit. And this is like, we're not like trashing the New Day. I think
no, not at all.
They're amazing.
Not trashing them at all.
They're versatile. They can be in any role and they'll be entertaining.
Oh no, definitely not trashing them.
I would have rather had the Revival in here. And I just think the New Day being there, like, it's still going to be a good match. They're going to do their thing. And they're going to make it entertaining.
And they just keep doing the Revival like that. Yeah. Why? If you care, you obviously don't care about your tag divisions or either set of tag titles. So just let the guys have the belts.
And then they had somebody try to redeem it, being like, oh, this is Kofi. This is, he lost a title. This is his comeback now. Like, him winning the tag titles is not a comeback from losing the WWE Championship.
Yeah, but people like to come up with stupid ass
explanations. That's not, like, he should go after Brock. This is the problem I have with Monday Night Raw and the problem I have with SmackDown. Very few people care about being the WWE champion anymore.
Nobody does.
All these people on Raw, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, all these guys, and we're supposed to believe that none of them care.
No, they just want
about being the WWE champion. They just want to
wear a red T-shirt, bro.
Like, none of them care to be the WWE champion. Like, they don't care about wanting to face Brock. They just nobody cares.
Like, you'd think like Drew McIntyre would be like one guy who every week is just like, I want that belt.
Take Triple H in 1998-99. His thing was always, I want to be the champion. I want to be he turned on DX. He joined the court. It was always, I want to be the champion. People should want to be the champion.
He would do anything to get to the top.
Shawn always wanted to be the champion. Bret always wanted to be the champion. Everyone wanted to always be the champion. The champion. There's so many good characters and storylines, but it all revolved about trying to be the champion. In this day and age, nobody cares about being the champion. Seth did. Seth cared about beating Brock and being the champion. But that was the story. Nobody else cares at any point. Take 1997 when Sid and Shawn Michaels Sid was the champion. Taker was trying to get the belt. Austin was trying to get the belt. Bret was trying to get the belt. Everyone was trying to be champion.
It's just this formula. Nobody cares about being the champion, but guys at a certain level are supposed to be feuding with someone. So it's like, oh, hey, we've done our 2 to 3 matches now. Time for the next feud.
Yeah, like
it's never about the belt.
It's just weird to me because I was even watching. Like, I'm like, hey, like Raw's stacked, and I know Brock's the champion, but nobody else mentions the fact that, hey, I'm coming for that belt, and I'm having this match because I'm going to get to that belt, and I'll beat whoever the hell I have to beat to get there. No, we're just having matches.
No, but now it's about Dominic.
But that's cool. Like, I'm not like that storyline's great. Like Brock and Ray, like that's a good story. But these other guys that
how sick has Ray been?
Dope, dude.
Yo, cutting the best promos of his career.
He came just back. Like, he was floating around doing nothing.
Because now he's just like, I think.
And now he's facing Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship, which is dope.
I'm looking so forward to that match.
It's 2019, and Brock Lesnar and Rey Mysterio facing each other in the Survivor Series for the WWE Championship. That's insane. They'd feud back in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's wild. I was saying that, I forget who I was saying to. I'm like, it's 2019 and Chris Jericho's a world champion in a company and Brock Lesnar's a world champion in a company. Mm-hmm. What is going on? That's crazy. It's almost like when that's almost like when Hogan was the champ in 2002.
Yeah, like, Tony Khan and Randy Orton are main eventing this card, right?
Yeah, because they were beefing on that CM Punk comment. I love how CM Punk's like, I need to catch up on 5 years of wrestling.
Yeah.
And then was Tony Khan responded first? Oh, because he tagged Tony Khan.
He said nobody's safe.
Oh yeah,
and he said nobody's safe. That sounds like a bunch of wrestlers on a flight in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and then CM, and then
Tony Khan's like, "Oh, Randy, you dropped the N-word on Twitch."
Because Randy Orton came at him and sent a link.
Yo, Randy called him Jacksonville Dixie. Yeah. That's what's up. Mark Madden called him a money mark at the Tony Schiavone roast. Poor guy's just getting trashed, man.
He wanted to be in the wrestling business.
He's one of us. He's a huge dork.
And then Randy Orton threw in his the stuff about his dad that was from years ago, and Tony Khan tried to defend it. I've seen other stories about his dad too. But it's just funny.
But anybody that's successful, there's gonna be some shady stories. You can't be that clean cut to get to the top.
Seth snuck in there again trying to challenge CM Punk or something.
God, Seth's such a loser.
CM Punk called him out on Backstage, man. That whole
Dude, my grandmother's
It's one thing people
my
think,
grandmother's cooler than
it's
him.
one thing people thinking you're a fool, but if you open your mouth, you just validate it.
He is so not cool.
And then searching for relevancy, trying to challenge Seth, trying to silence CM Punk.
Seth comes off like that guy he makes fun of, like in your parents' basement's tweeting. Like, all right, Seth, chill out.
Sounds hypocritical. It's great seeing CM Punk at WWE Backstage though. Every segment, the dissing of the blue belt, trying to get Paige and say bad things about the WWE, the swearing, the promo on Tom Arnold, also disliking the big dog story character thing that Baron Corbin was doing. Which I don't think it was that bad. I just think it was bad.
Straight up though, Baron Corbin's like one of the MVPs of this year.
No, 100%.
He just takes what he's given and he works with it.
But someone commented,
and he always says, I like his matches.
Someone commented like, oh, if this was like Edge and Christian and they did a thing with like a guy in a mask, everyone would love it. Because
it wouldn't be the main
Corbin,
event.
They'd hate it.
It wouldn't be one of the main events.
I'm like, it's different though, because like Edge and Christian was still like, we thought of them as like dorky, funny characters that would do something like that.
And they were also like the bajillion time tag
Baron
champions.
Corbin was supposed to like take seriously, and it just seems dumb. Just my little cousin liked it. She's like 3. She saw a big dog come on.
See, this is where in past eras, top guys like Roman Reigns would have vetoed an idea like that. I mean, like, I'm not being a part of this shit.
Yeah. Well, eventually we're gonna see Roman Reigns beat up that big.
Like The Rock doesn't do that, brother.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. The first thing that came to my mind was this. I'm like, the people at Fox and the fans that watch things on Fox that don't really watch wrestling, they're like, oh, this wrestling stuff's on Fox now, and they tune into the Smackdown thing for the first.
It's embarrassing.
And they see a big guy in a dog mascot come out. They're like, oh,
dude, I watched some of this stuff, most of it alone by myself, and I'm embarrassed watching it, and there's nobody else in the room.
It's hard because as much as I love Bray Wyatt, if you're like a casual fan that doesn't watch wrestling and it's on Fox now, so it's like you're like, oh, let's see what this is about, and you see a guy come on a dog mascot, you see another guy in this Firefly Funhouse thing, which I love, but you see him there in this like kid TV show, then you're like, what is this? It kind of throws people off.
So dumb.
But that was my first time. Like, I don't think Fox, if there's like sports oriented fans of people that love like stupid funny stuff like The Simpsons and stuff, like they're gonna look at this and be like, what is this childish crap?
It's crap.
You know?
It's crap.
Also, Punk calling out the blue title. How'd you feel about the blue title? That was revealed this week on SmackDown, the blue title.
I think unless you are like the Ultimate Warrior, your belt should just be black.
I think because I got used to the red title that it didn't really faze me that much.
But the thing is, you got used to the red title because it was like Raw's title.
Yeah.
If we weren't really used to it, you accepted it.
Well, that's perfect wording. I also accepted the fact that this generations of titles just look the way they look, and we were very lucky to grow up.
At least even when it was like that stupid spinner one, you saw like the big gold on the other show. Yeah. But it's just like, at least it's like a world title. Like with this colorful shit, man. Like not down.
No, I'm not down with it either. But it is what it is. I've just accepted it now. These are the titles we get. So when I saw it, I'm like, you know what? It's a nice change that it's not red no more and it's blue. We'll see how long we roll with this. I don't know. I don't love it by any means. I just don't care enough to nitpick and hate it.
What was wrong with the big gold?
It was beautiful. Like I said, I've come to terms that the titles that we have.
Underrated one is the Undisputed that like Eddie Guerrero had.
Before they changed
that one was huge though, eh?
Before they changed the spinner belt, I was hoping the moment Cena lost the title one of the times, someone would just bring back that belt.
No, it had to be the moment Punk lost it that they changed it.
Yeah,
bastards.
They let Punk hold that ugly title, and it was so dumb because they literally The Rock won it. And then here's a new title. It's like, why couldn't you let Punk reveal that title on his 365 days?
And then let The Rock beat him the next day, maybe.
That 365 celebration, like, the guy that would have probably deep down inside in his soul want to make fun of the title that he had to carry around so much.
Yeah.
Had to carry it.
That's why they kept it like that for so long.
Yeah, they had fun with that guy, messing with him, eh?
Yeah.
But I love Punk on Backstage. I think he did a good first week. The promo on Tom Arnold.
Excellent. I've been in such a good mood since he's come back into my life.
I was more excited to watch WWE Backstage than I was to watch Raw.
I was gonna say that to you earlier, but I thought I'd save it.
Well, we're talking about it now.
I mean like earlier when we were sitting in the car. Yeah. Because like yeah.
Did the numbers go up?
It sucks because wrestling was it did a bit.
Okay.
The thing is, not a lot of people are going to care about that show, but from what I understand, for that time slot on that channel, the numbers they're doing they're happy with. They're really good. They're really good.
They're good for FS1.
But specifically in that time slot on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, so late too.
Yeah, so those are good numbers.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they get over 200,000, like I think that's a huge success. They're like 180,000.
Punk just has this aura, and I think we relate to him. Like that whole voice of voices thing. Like I know it's a gimmick, but we relate to him because he's like us. Like
he's just genuine, man.
And he's honest. He's telling the truth.
Nothing seems like an act.
The other guys, like technically, Booker's still signed to the WWE. Renee's still signed to WWE, and Paige is still a WWE.
He's
talent.
speaking for all of us when he's just telling Seth like, delete your Twitter.
Yeah,
you're
the blue belt is stupid. The big dog thing was dumb.
Don't force the women revolution down our throat.
Yeah.
Let the women be the women.
Yeah, like
They don't need your hashtag. They're fine on their own.
A lot of the stuff he's saying is and you can take it from him because he's been in the business. He's been in that company. He knows the ins and outs. Plus, like, I don't know. I just something about him being on there was like, because there's even things he said that you knew that Paige and Renee guys felt uncomfortable about. Like, he called out Renee when he was like, "Oh, who's your favorite Shield member?" And obviously
That's not really calling out.
I know, but like obviously she couldn't answer. I thought it was funny. Like, not really calling out.
Of course
like,
she can answer.
she wasn't gonna say, she's probably not allowed to. There's still that WWE influence. I'm saying.
She can say
Punk feels like he can
she
say
could
anything.
just say my husband.
Yeah, but like she did it.
It's not that she's not allowed.
But why didn't she then?
It was a funny answer saying I like them all equally. She's not stupid. She's very witty.
I know. I just feel like
no, that wasn't calling out. That was just a funny
not calling
little
out. I shouldn't have said calling out, but I do feel like there's the other three, as much as they're working for Fox and True, are still holding back a little bit because they still like have that connection to WWE. Where Punk stayed on the show, he's working for Fox. He hasn't even talked to WWE. He doesn't have that connection, so there is that miss.
But Punk can say inner circle, but she can't mention her husband.
Yeah, I just think they still have that vibe of like towing that company line a bit.
I don't think so. You got Paige here. She's shitting on everything. You think
yeah, but even when she was shitting on it, she's like, Punk's getting me in trouble. He's a bad influence. It's him that's making me sick.
That's just funny banter, man. They're not scared.
I know I'm not scared, but I feel like there is, like, regardless, like, there's still that inner part where they're probably like, oh, we don't want to go too
who are you going to get heat from? You're never
their coworkers.
You're never in the same building as those people.
I mean, Paige and Booker usually are the pre-show.
No, but I mean, saying John Moxley. Who would you have got?
Oh yeah, no, not that, but just like other things. Like just overall, I feel like there's still a little bit of tension for the rest of them, other than Punk, because he doesn't have to.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's a promotional tool. Yeah. You're not, and like you work for that company.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's not helpful if you're shitting on everything.
No, 100%. So I think that's why I think Punk brings a cool factor because he's able to say whatever.
But also too, like I said, it's a promotional tool, so it's not like they're like scared or it's like bad or anything like that. But it's just like. It's smart business to at least just highlight what's good.
Yeah, they don't talk about everything, but they did talk about stuff that was bad, and they let Punk comment on it. And he's the only one that I felt was because they would always send it to
how
Punk.
Annoying is Lana on Twitter?
I don't watch Twitter.
God!
And I don't even have her on Instagram.
Dude, she keeps talking about how good of an actor she is.
Oh my God!
Zelina started going at her, and she's like, "Oh, nice H&M clothes." Obviously, it's probably like, it's just unbearable because like. And it's not even heelish. It's like unbearable because she actually is really bad on TV.
Yeah, she messed up lines like 3 times this week.
It's not even lines. Like her voice just isn't like she sounded dope when she first came out with that accent, and she said few words.
Shut up, like yeah.
Yeah, that was just like she's not good. And she's like, Zelina, yo, you can. I'll send you to my acting coach or whatever, and this nonsense.
Let's get back to our second half of Survivor Series because anything Lana is not fun to talk about. Rusev's the man, though.
I was just gonna say we're gonna go into that match there.
We got Team Raw versus Team Smackdown versus Team NXT. The interesting part about this is for both these like women's and men's matches, we don't know who's on the teams for NXT. They haven't announced anything that of my knowledge. Just Thursday we're recording this. I have no idea who's on the Team NXTs. But for Team
that's when we'll see Dakota Kai.
Yeah, maybe. There you go. But for Team Raw, we got Rollins, Owens, Orton, McIntyre,
I had no idea
Ricochet.
they were doing the NXT women in that one.
Yeah, they're doing the women's, but it's for the men's. It's Rollins, Owens, Orton, McIntyre, Ricochet. It's a solid, strong team. I love the little.
So you gotta have Balor on Team NXT.
Oh, for sure.
Ciampa, Balor, Riddle.
No Undisputed Era. They're already out of matches. Keith Lee, Dijakovic.
Keith Lee, Velveteen.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna be there, man. Riddle for sure. Ciampa for sure.
Damian Priest, Velveteen. Priest has been getting a lot of shine.
Maybe Priest, Ciampa, Lee.
Definitely not going to be ACH.
Yeah, no, he's already showing his indie bookings online.
They said today he's released, or he's no longer under contract.
Yeah, he's already on his stories showing his next dates for indie shows.
Good riddance, man.
Team SmackDown is Reigns, Ali, Strowman, Corbin, and Shorty G. I hate that name. It's never gonna go on me.
Yeah, it's not as bad as the name Dolph Ziggler, at least.
Shorty G is pretty bad, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. Okay, one thing to change a guy's name, then change his goddamn attire. Like, give me a break.
You never know. It could have been his idea.
Then he should have better ideas. I'm not saying if this was all his idea, dude. What are you doing?
How good is Team Raw?
Stacked, dude. And the weird friendship between Randy Orton and Ricochet right now. I don't know.
Randy Orton, he's like that. Didn't have you been seeing his interviews? He's like, yeah, like I've like been like watching more wrestling and stuff like that. Yeah, he's like, I'm starting to appreciate the like newer style stuff.
Yeah, he's been watching Will Ospreay.
Because he's like, you know what? If I'm gonna be around here, I'm gonna have some fun with these new guys. Yeah, let's have some good matches. He seems to actually care again.
He's like, I've been stuck in this one WWE bubble so long, and now I'm watching this.
He seems to care again,
and I'm appreciating this. Yeah, he does, and he wants to help.
Jacksonville Dixie, come on, how good was that?
Once again, Twitter Randy needs to be on TV, and I think it kind of is coming out.
The three most dangerous letters in the WWE.
But he has been working with guys like Ricochet. He has been working with guys like Ali. He's having good matches with them, and it shows. And these are guys that wrestle a totally different style than he does.
I love Randy Orton.
And he's the man, and you could literally put him anywhere on the card and he fits. That's a good thing about him. And I've always been an Orton guy over a Cena guy, so I'm happy.
It's time to skyrocket Owens to the top.
Yeah, and if he's on Team Raw, like if he does NXT,
Mysterio wins the belt. Owens from Mysterio, let's go.
That'd be solid, man. But Owens, what if Owens turns on Team Raw and helps NXT win this one here?
I'm not ready for that. Let's see the babyface Owens for a bit.
SmackDown don't care. I know Corbin and Reigns are gonna have problems. Ali, you could have SmackDown win, have Reigns, Ali, and Shorty G be the survivors, but I don't know. Braun's there, so who knows? I don't know how that works. I'm going to go with Team Raw here just because Team Raw stacked. I don't know who's on Team NXT. This would be a good match for NXT to win, though. The stand.
What do you give more of a shit about? Lana and Bobby Lashley or Braun Strowman? Where is that guy going?
Just beating up the B team and Gulak.
God, man.
And part-time teaming with Tyson Fury.
They hate big people.
No, I don't know what happened with him.
They did the same thing to Big Show for a decade.
I don't know.
Decade plus.
I don't know who he pissed off backstage.
They did the same thing to Big Show for almost 20 years.
Mark Henry, Big Show.
And how long's Braun been around? 3 or 4 years? Dude, he's got another 16 years of this
2016, 17, that guy should have been the champ. I don't know what happened.
And it's like, even if you're not going to make him the champ, put him in the Undertaker spot where you always have that, like showcased feud.
I think it all fell apart when you won.
Like, every year at one point, Undertaker would have, like, a casket match or something like that, right?
WrestleMania 34, man, it should have been Reigns versus Braun versus Lesnar or something, man. That tag match with the bar with the little kid. I was there live. It was fun to be there, but after I'm like, that was the stupidest thing ever. I don't know, man. Braun's fallen. I just can't. I like Rusev more to be like, maybe I'm more invested in that just because I like Rusev, but.
How long before Nicholas is part of the next class of the PC recruits?
I think he's like 12, so like 10 years or something.
He deserves it.
Former tag champ. But anyways, I'm gonna go Team Raw until I figure out who's on Team NXT. I think NXT could actually take this one, but Raw's just too stacked. I want to see. Let's go with like Reigns with Shorty G and Ali, but I would love to see like Orton and Ricochet, the final two, standing tall or something.
This weekend's gonna be dope, man.
Raw's stacked.
I'm so excited.
Let's go to the women. Did you pick one for that one though? You picked Team Raw.
Flip a coin. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it'll be good either way. Survivor Series women.
It will be good. Nice to see Sarah Logan coming back.
Okay, so that's the thing. There's people on both teams here that I'm like, why? There's nothing against Sarah Logan. She's dope, but why? Where does she come from?
You need to fill out the team.
I know, but
that's just almost every single woman, and like all jokes aside, almost every single woman they have signed is deserving of a pretty high spot.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're saying that about somebody like Sarah Logan or like even Nikki Cross or
Nick Cross is fire.
Dana Brooke. It's just like. That's an indictment on their storytelling, and it's just like, make more use of your YouTube, your main event.
Yeah.
Promote it a little bit. How hard is it to do a quick cutaway after a commercial or during a match? Catch this on main event. Dana Brooke and Lacey Evans had a barn burner against Natalia and freaking Sarah Logan or something, right? Like, it's not. They have hours and hours of TV, and Vince McMahon's the greatest wrestling promoter of all time. If they gave a shit, it wouldn't be that hard to make everybody seem not so...
No, I agree with you. I'm for this one. Okay, so it's Team Raw, Charlotte, Natalia, Kabuki Warriors, and Sarah Logan.
Okay, let's see who
I really dig the
Team
Kabuki
NXT,
Warriors.
Mia Yim, Dakota Kai,
Tegan Nox,
Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae.
That has to be 5 people. I
name 5.
I say Rhea. Who are the 5 that invaded SmackDown?
Huh?
The 5 that invaded SmackDown.
I don't know.
I'll tell you right now. It was.
Just put Candice LeRae.
It was Rhea, Yim, Kai, and Nox. That's 4.
Just put Candice LeRae on all the shows.
Hey, I'm gonna say, since we're talking about the women's,
wouldn't that be awesome?
I would be down with that. But since we're talking about the women's Survivor
Shout out to Johnny Gargano.
I really did enjoy. There's only 2 things I wanted to talk about when it came to SmackDown, and that was
You're just bailing on the predictions now?
No, we're going back to it. We're not going to talk about those highlights.
Bullshit. I'm going to talk to the executive producer.
The Brian the Fiend stuff was good, and the women's thing, and I want to talk about that because it's part of the predictions. The women's.
Daniel Bryan again, actor of the year.
Yeah, no, that segment was great. We'll talk about them. We went to Bryan vs Fiend, but seeing segments of having Sasha in there with Rhea Ripley was so cool for me to see. Seeing like
just for you. What, is Sasha your daughter?
Yeah, basically.
It was so cool for me to see. She's grown up so much.
I know. It was
just yesterday she was riding her tricycle, and now she's half naked on TV fighting women. Come on,
having
dude.
Carmella in the ring with these girls and stuff was pretty cool.
Save the corn for your Instagram post.
I'm just saying, man. I enjoyed it, man. I think Sasha with anybody's great. So seeing her in there with Rhea Ripley and these girls is dope, man. You know, it's just it was like, you know, it was like, fuck. I'm down to see a Sasha versus Rhea Ripley feud down the road sometime. But that was one of the highlights for SmackDown. I actually enjoyed that whole NXT versus SmackDown women's match. But for this, I'm gonna go with the. I'm going to go Team Raw for the men, and I'm going to go Team NXT for the women. I think that women, if anything, the NXT women's division is better than both main roster women's divisions, story-wise. And so
see, I think Sasha needs to get a pin here, so I think we're going to go SmackDown with the women, and we're going to go NXT with the men.
Who would be a survivors?
But it's just like I look at the Raw team, I don't see anyone. I don't want to see any of those guys eat a pin.
Yeah. But then, honestly, every Survivor Series, it stresses me out with some of your favorites and taking out in the weirdest way. And you're like, crap, Sasha's out. Oh, crap, this person's out.
But that's good. That's good emotion. That's just good storytelling. And that's the cool thing about tag matches.
No, 100%.
And especially elimination matches.
And realistically,
and like that feeling.
None of this matters after the show's done.
And not even that. That feeling when you really wanted someone to last longer or you're not ready for them to go out. And just like how pissed off when you're out. That's what wrestling's about.
Like when Joe got eliminated in the first 5 seconds of one of the years. That's like, what the hell?
That's what wrestling's about, man. That raw emotion you feel right away without even like, you're just not even thinking about, it's predetermined, any of that bullshit. You're just like, oh shit, this guy I like is out.
Yeah, so we got Sasha, Carmella, Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, and Nikki Cross. I think you could be right because they're pushing Nikki Cross to the moon right now. She was the one that came on NXT and took out everybody at the end and was standing tall by herself. Mm-hmm. And the Raw women are there and the SmackDown women. Like Nikki came off the trash can and just beat up everybody. And I think if Bayley wins that match, Nikki wins this. Nikki versus Bayley is the next big feud for SmackDown that they're pushing. So I could go with Team SmackDown too.
Yeah, I love the Scottish girl. Shout her to Glasgow.
And I think she's dope, man. She's killing it right now. And eventually,
away from home.
But and if it's Sasha and Nikki standing tall, I'm totally cool with that, man. Lacey Evans is dope, but I don't know why she's in here. And Dana Brooke is dope. I don't know why she's in here. And I'm only saying that because I would have rather had Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville in here, personally. If it was Sasha, Carmella, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, and Nikki Cross, I think I just would be more down with that than the two they chose. But opportunities for everyone, I guess. It's all good.
You put way too much thought into that match.
What do you mean? That's what I think about when I was coming to predictions. But I'm gonna go with Team NXT for the women once we find out the team. But if not, I do dig the whole Team SmackDown thing you're saying.
Why don't you just give the blue belt to Sasha? Let's see her pin the Fiend. I'm here for it.
I'm down.
I'm here for it.
The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan, Universal title, red light and all. Obviously Bryan's not winning yet. The Fiend just won the belt. We're gonna roll with that for a bit, so I'm gonna go with the Fiend.
I don't know.
Not yet.
I don't think they even wanted to put the belt on the Fiend, but they had to after the Hell in a Cell debacle.
Fair.
They had to.
I mean, I can go to my same prediction every month. Hopefully, Undertaker comes. Undertaker comes and screws him.
I'm not changing the channel, but if that red light's on, I'm not watching, man. I'll watch the last when it feels like they're building up to the finish. I'll start watching.
Yeah. No, fair. Just a throwback to
I'm mad thinking about the red light ruining how good of a match this could be.
It's gonna be hell of a match, and we've seen Bryan and Bray work
that
together.
Cage match was dope.
The cage match dope. Remember they had that one match at the Rumble before the Rumble?
Bryan gonna come out in a janitor suit again or what?
But I like how they Bray does this thing where it's I've forgiven you, but he hasn't forgot what you did. A throwback to what Bryan did back in 2013 or whatever. Yeah. Turning on, infiltrating.
He's referring to his double personalities. Yeah. Yes.
Infiltrating into the Wyatt family, bringing that back. I don't know how many people picked up on that, but that's cool because I feel like he did that with almost everybody's.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people picked up on it because it was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It's like the foundation. Sure. It's like the foundation of this story.
And the Wyatt character, he's always this new Wyatt character is always even his funny tweets to Randy Orton, I forgive you for bringing down so far everything's this is Bray getting payback for everyone that screwed him over when he was the old Bray, and Bryan's one of those guys, and it's hard. This is the question I want to throw at you: is Bryan the guy that's gonna make people boo Bray again? Because Bryan is very likable. I don't think people are gonna boo Bryan like they're booing Seth. I think they'll actually be really divided here.
Honestly. We don't see the Fiend that much
because the Fiend's really over. But Bryan's very lovable.
I can see this red light start to get him boos because people do not like it. I know I'm not the only one.
No, 100%.
You see pictures from the last show. You can't even see the ring when you're in the crowd.
No,
it's brutal.
And most of the red light during the Hell in the Cell was brutal because what the hell, dude? The
cell was red too.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Fiend for now.
Yeah, I think that's way.
And I think this is the first match of a little series, so it's not the final duel between these two.
Yeah, TLC.
No holds barred. It was announced. No holds barred. It was announced on Raw from Rey Mysterio in this really weird promo where Humberto was standing there, and then somehow they cut to Paul Heyman. And the next thing they cut to Rey Mysterio telling Humberto that he's proud of him, and then Rey Mysterio cutting promo. It was so clunky and weirdly put together.
That's what wrestling should be.
But they got but it's just because.
It's like
Charlie introduced Humberto.
It's like Punk said. It's just too overproduced.
Charlie introduced Humberto. They cut to Paul Heyman, who cut a promo, nothing to do with Humberto, like a little bit kind of, I guess. And then it came back and Ray all of a sudden was there. And then like Humberto. And Humberto said like nothing.
Yeah.
It's a good job. And then started talking about Brock. Like, why was he even there?
It's probably an accident in the beginning, the first time they showed him.
I have no idea. But anyways.
If they don't do to us like what they did, what they usually do with Brock, except for maybe like the Finn match, AJ match. This could be really good, man.
Every Survivor Series match so far for Brock has been him against a smaller guy, and Finn was at the Rumble, but against a smaller guy that gives him a challenge and he overcomes the odds. Whether it was Brian, whether it was AJ, whether it's Finn, like we've gone even with Seth, we've gone time and time again saying that Brock works better with smaller guys that are quicker.
This could be really good,
a different style,
and it's no holds barred. So they wouldn't have put that stipulation on if it wasn't going to go at least 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, and you want to make it a little bit believable that Ray can use a lead pipe or something.
I think 7 to 12 minutes would be great.
Because whether we want to admit it or not, like this isn't Ray of like 2002 or even 1997. Like he's older, he's limited to an extent.
He can do all the same shit.
I mean, but like the fact that no one gives us the option of him using weapons, then doing the same shit for a bit and getting Brock down.
He's taking the belt from Brock, man.
And I also believe doesn't
Cain Velasquez is gonna help him win the belt, bro.
That too, and this doesn't add anything or take anything away from him, but I also think Brock works a lot better when he's working with people that he respects, and him and Ray go way back, obviously, and I just think that he's gonna give Ray a lot more. Like he's gonna make it.
We don't know that. We assume that. We hope that. You think Brock gives a shit who's a veteran?
No, but they're just like they've known each other since way back then. They've worked together in the past. I think there's a different respect there.
Do you like everybody you've known for a long time?
If I was working with someone I've known for a long time, I'd be like, you know what? With you, we'll give you, you're this guy. We'll do this. I'm working with someone I've never met before, and he was like, I'm like, I don't care about this guy. Okay, sure.
Well, you didn't convince me, but sure, you seem to convince yourself. So
I'm not gonna let this guy get his stuff, and I barely know the guy. You know what I mean? I don't know history with this person.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never shared a locker room with this jabroni. I don't know. I just think, and obviously Paul Heyman's obviously an advocate for him.
Another Brock matchup that I just has the potential to be great.
Yeah, and memorable Survivor Series. Though, and we've been shocked with Brock. That's a Survivor Series moment from recent years. Goldberg beating him in like 12 seconds.
Yeah. Let's just see another thing like that match with Finn.
Yeah. And with the AJ and Brian, where it seems like Brock actually struggles and then comes through. And after every one of those matches, you always see Brock kind of showing a sign of respect for these guys.
And it's like a good story. Like, the beast, the
David
conqueror.
Goliath.
The beast, the conqueror, doesn't take the small guys as seriously, and it comes back to bite him.
Yeah,
it's just a good story.
That's what's going to happen. And he wasn't taking Ray seriously. Ray took him out with the pipe and stuff. And there's some heat there.
Dominic will get involved. Smoke and Mirrors. Cain Velasquez should get involved.
That's it for the predictions. There's one last thing I want to talk about before we wrap this up, so we can just say we talked about this week because we talked all WWE.
So we can just say you're your own boss. Who are you gonna say that to?
To you.
I don't give a shit. You make these dumbass notes.
AEW.
Oh,
Dynamite. Okay.
Who cares?
I'm just gonna run through it really quickly. You tell me how you feel about what I say. Phoenix with Nick Jackson. Both the younger brothers in their tag teams. I think solid opener.
I think they could both be successful singles.
Great match. I think you're right. They could. That'd be weird to see. I know Phoenix.
Nick could be a big single star if he wasn't strapped down with shitty ring gear and his brother.
And that's the thing. Phoenix, I can already see a single star, and he's done single stuff. Pentagon, I can see a single star, and they do. The Jacksons, I feel like we haven't seen them do single stuff a lot.
They don't really ever, unless it'd be some like random match on a tournament show in New Japan.
So that's a thing with that. I would like to see the Jacksons maybe eventually do their own singles thing. Not like no need for them to beef with each other, but just kind of go and do their own singles things, That'd be actually cool. But this was a really dope match. It was a hot way to kick off Dynamite. Britt Baker versus Sheeta.
Didn't watch it.
I know you didn't watch it, so I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. It wasn't a bad match or anything. They're both like the people with the best records or something.
I mean, I've seen a lot of this stuff, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. For me with that match, that's what I mean. When they announced it, I'm like, who's this other person that has a great record?
They should stop letting Kenny Omega make decisions.
Yeah, because there's a ton of women they're not using that could be better characters on that show. Where's Sadie Gibbs? Where's Penelope Ford? Where's that? Where's Brandy and Awesome Kong? Why aren't these guys on the show? Dark Order video package was intriguing. I thought it was creative. I saw some people saying they're trying to rip off Bray Wyatt design. I thought it was because listen, for the
it's
weeks,
good for where it is. I mean, for me, if it's not the main event, as long as it's not shitty, I'll take it.
Yeah, and this is the thing.
It's something.
For weeks we've been dogging the Dark Order. Last week I said their entrance got cooler.
Everybody has. Ain't nobody liked them.
And last week I said the entrance got kind of cool, and I liked the attire that the other guy changed into. This week they did this cool video package.
Dude, it used to look like they spent $10 on the ring gear.
And now I'm like, now this video package.
They look like Mr. Wrestling -1.
this video package
Executioner 2 in the 1986 MSG
and they don't look,
Boston
and they
Garden
also
show.
don't look like they team together. The other guy looks like he's like some like gladiator, and the other guy's like a masked man. Like, but now they're putting them together as a pack and trying to make sense of why they have creeps, why this is a thing, because they gave us no explanation. And now we're getting it with these weird video packages like
Putty Patrol.
Join the Dark Order, da 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 da, and they're gonna try to recruit people. The Dynamite dozen Battle Royal. People involved in it were Billy Gunn, MJF, Hangman. Kip Sabian, our boy, Jungle Boy, Jimmy Havoc, who started stapling everybody with a stapler.
Growing pains, man. AEW doesn't do the women's division well or battle royals.
Janela, I actually didn't mind the battle royal. I just think it's pointless. I don't get this whole ring thing, why it matters. Hopefully they explain to us next week why.
Because Cody Rhodes is a massive WCW mark. Battle Bowl ring, bro.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because and it was weird because
remember didn't Eddie or Diamond Dallas Page steal it from each other or something?
Diamond Dallas Page stole it from somebody. Yeah. But
Vader won it one year, I think.
Yeah, but it was like the last two people in there will face each other next week for the ring. We all thought it ended up being Jungle Boy and Hangman, and Hangman got a huge pop in this and that. But MJF was hiding under the ring after he went out to beat up and came back in through Jungle Boy. Now it's Hangman versus MJF, which is a good match. Looking forward to see that. I love how people are behind Jungle Boy. Huge pop for Hangman.
Jungle Boy Jack.
It was nice seeing Billy Gunn in there doing his thing just to make a surprise appearance.
He's just yoked.
And then you had Orange. This is another thing that people were saying in the comments. Why does Billy Gunn look like he's bigger and in better shape than everybody else that was in that ring? I'm like,
because he is.
I mean, MJF is in great shape. But other than that, I can disagree. When you're in there with Jimmy Havoc and Joey Janela.
Dude, most of these guys.
And Kip Sabian.
Most of these guys, it looks like they've never lifted a weight in their life.
Yeah. But the Orange Cassidy spot, it's always great to have that. The fans dig it. It was cool to do it with Billy Gunn and then MJF throwing him out. MJF top heel thought one of the guys that's the most over. Solid stuff. We'll see how MJF and Adam Page goes next week. Chris Jericho came out to do a big announcement. That was he's going to have a Thanksgiving celebration next week. And he wanted to say sorry to the fans for something, but he kept making JK go through the word sorry because he couldn't get it out of his mouth. And then out came SCU, who was also over as hell. And this led to us getting Scorpio Sky versus Chris Jericho next week on AEW Dynamite for the world title. And we talked about how they've really, low-key been pushing Scorpio Sky out of the SCU guys.
He's ready to shatter the glass
And honestly, for as long as this guy has been on the scene, it's about time you got to push in a major way on a Scorpio Sky.
He's ready
in a major way in a mainstream show.
Isn't he like 25?
I think he's like 30 something.
Really?
Yeah. But he's been around forever.
He's ready to shatter the glass ceiling.
I've seen him on independent shows for years. He dabbled in MMA for a bit, and then this SCU thing is what really took off for him. And now he's getting the opportunity to shine with the guy. I'll tell you this: 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I promise you, nobody was thinking they were going to see Chris Jericho versus Scorpio Sky on television.
Yeah, that goes for most matches, though.
Yeah, but like just Scorpio Sky, like I don't know. I wouldn't say I would never think I'd see Jericho versus MJF. I thought that would happen maybe one day, but Scorpio Sky and Jericho.
You think you'd see Ricochet in one of the main events on a WWE card? No, you could almost say that about anything, man.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Scorpio Sky.
It's just an old take. I'm tired of seeing that shit on Twitter. If I told 10 years ago me this would happen, I would say I'm crazy. Like, okay, we get it, man. We also have we also have phones with touchscreens and self-driving cars. Get over it.
There are people like I always assume Adam Cole was going to end up in the WWE. There's certain people I always did think.
I don't think Adam Cole assumed he would always be in the WWE.
I did. I mean, I'm like, this guy's got the WWE mold when he was in Ring of Honor compared to other guys. I didn't ever think I'd see.
His look's way better now, though. Yeah. I didn't like his look back in the day.
I always thought that we'd see like. I knew when I first found out about Prince Devon, but this is eventually he's coming there sooner or later. There's certain guys, but the guys, Scorpio Sky, guys like Ricochet. Yeah, you're right.
No, he didn't though, because that's why it was so big that they signed Balor. Because
no, I knew. I had
those were the kind of guys. Those are the kind of guys they weren't signing and hated on. Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Sami Zayn. Nobody, especially them, probably never thought they were going to get there.
He was so over on social media at that time. And at that time they were signing talent.
But no, they were the first.
Sure.
So nobody saw that.
Finn, So
You hope.
I wouldn't say
There's
Owens.
a difference between hoping
No, Finn,
and
I
knowing
saw.
and
No,
assuming.
I knew that it was gonna come. I had a feeling.
That's why it was
Kevin
such
Owens.
a
I didn't think.
that's why
fair.
it was such a big deal when
I didn't see
Balor
I didn't see Owens coming. That's a good one. Finn, I knew when the whole. I'm telling you, man. If you were on Instagram in 2014, Prince Devitt was like the Bullet Club was blowing up and shit.
He was there for how many years? He's like a top guy. Nobody would ever thought he would go to WWE when he's the king there.
There was rumors. Everything. It was like a big thing, man. Anyways, the Inner Circle ended up beating up SCU. Nakazara and Cutler came out just get beat up. Then Stunt, Marcus Stunt, Jungle Boy came out. They got beat up. Then Luchasaurus came in.
So Raw and SmackDown were both go-home shows, and you want to go over this?
Yeah, I just want to. So we talk about AEW. So we didn't talk about it.
We talk mostly AEW almost every week.
No, we didn't talk about it the week before last week. We talked about it last week, but then this week we didn't talk about just what happened. Just give my opinion on it, and then we're gonna close the show. I wasn't here for that show. Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Who was it? Oh, yeah, you weren't. Yeah. But, yeah, we didn't talk about it that week. Luchasaurus, once again, guy disappeared for like 2 weeks. He's back. He's over as hell, too. One of those guys that the AEW fans gravitated to real fast. They had the stare down with him and Hager. I thought that was super dope. Hager stepped down. No, I don't think so. Hager stepped down. In my perspective, the way I saw it, I'm like, I don't think Hager stepped down because he was like, I don't want to fight this guy. I think he was just like, I'm not going to waste my time on this guy. And I think there's a story you can tell there. You know? Like, this guy's dressed up like a dinosaur. I'm Jake Hager.
The heel was intimidated by the big baby face, man.
I'm just a MMA guy.
He's a fake tough guy.
Private Party versus defeated Santana and Ortiz, and then Guevara came out, turned onto like Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz beating Private Party, but then Dustin Rhodes and Nick Jackson came out. I was gonna say something. I was watched a match on AEW Dark. It was the Young Bucks versus Seema and the other guy, and Dustin Rhodes was on commentary. It was really enjoyable hearing him on commentary. I'm not gonna lie, it's good stuff. But this was
he's really smart.
He was, and the commentary, like, I don't know, he fit in a commentary role. He sounded like his voice was good for commentary. He was good insight.
Not better than Samoa Joe though.
No. So Joe killed it on Raw this week. It was funny.
He's probably one of the most talented guys in the entire wrestling world.
And he was just so genuine and honest about things on Raw when he was talking about it. Omega did a promo. I don't really care about it. Moxie versus Allen was a good match. A little promo.
Omega should have never left Japan.
Yeah. Darby did a little promo before his entrance, so that was cool about his.
Ooh, it's fun watching Darby get more over each week.
And it's a good match with Moxie.
It's a cool ride to be on.
Yeah.
With,
I don't think anyone expected
from the beginning, from that first promo on Twitter with the fire and all that shit, all the way to now. Like, it's been step by step. They could easily just push him right away, but it's like they have other stuff going on. Let the guy keep building, getting momentum. I think he's
gonna keep running with it. I didn't see Moxie losing it.
They're doing a great job.
It was a good match. They made it seem like Darby got the upper hand on Moxie a few times.
Moxie's the one guy on the card where I don't think he ever needs to win the AEW belt.
No,
I don't think he ever needs.
He just needs to run through the roster. What he's doing, like, I'm just gonna run through everybody.
He's interesting.
It's great.
He doesn't need the belt.
And it was a good match. He won with the paradigm shift off the top rope. He put Darby in his own bag at one point. It was solid stuff. Moxie won. That was that. The only thing
you keep saying Moxley won.
The only thing that I felt that was missing on the show, because he's been the most interesting to me every week, was Pac wasn't on the show, but that is what it is. Hopefully he'll be on next week. And that was AEW Dynamite, man. I thought it was a good show. It was up against NXT. I tried watching both of them at the same time.
NXT got high rating this week.
The main roster was on there. I think Triple H saying, it's open door policy. Anyone can come at us. They did it.
I don't think that's it.
I do.
I think it'll go back to regular next week. I don't think it helped at all. It's go home show. People know, like I said last week, it's nice that their pay-per-views aren't lined up.
Yeah.
Because you can watch the go home show for one.
Yeah.
And it'll go back to regular next week.
No, I agree.
Everybody knew I can either watch AEW later, I can watch it tomorrow. Let's see what NXT has, because you know what? Survivor Series this weekend.
Yeah, no, it's a go home show. They had the run.
I honestly think. Let's put it.
Are you saying let's put it
this way? Let's put it this way. After 8 weeks, the ratings have shown that a majority of the people watching Raw and SmackDown aren't also tuning into NXT, and I also don't think that the rating didn't go up that much. Like, it's usually 80,000-90,000. It was like what, 93?
Yeah. So
I think it was just purely because it was a go home show.
Well, fair enough, but do you think
nobody on the main roster is a draw?
Do you think any of this NXT invasion stuff has helped at all? Them being on Raw and SmackDown?
It's helped Raw and SmackDown clearly,
but has it helped NXT?
I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough. That was the question.
Other than this week, the ratings have pretty much stayed the same. But Raw and SmackDown have gotten better. Yeah. Because the people that are probably watching exclusively NXT are now starting to watch the other shows because they want to see their guys on it.
No, that's fair. And yeah, no, maybe you're right. Maybe people didn't care about seeing the Raw and SmackDown guys come to NXT. It was just the go home show.
They didn't, because the rating didn't go up that much.
Yeah. I do feel like maybe more people tuned in just because like the potential matches you could get, but none of the matches ended clean. Rhea and Becky didn't end
I don't
clean.
think anybody was expecting matches. I think people are expecting a good go-home show.
What was the main event? Oh, it was a ladder match between Adam Cole and Dijakovic for the
first to go in.
The advantage. Yeah. That was the word I was looking for the WarGames, and Cole won. And it just ended up being a big brawl at the end. And the thing that always, I don't want to go back to it, but like we talked about this whole brand supremacy thing. Survivor Season go by, everyone's not going to care about brand supremacy no more. All these brawls.
That's the way it should be. Let's go back to people feuding each other. I don't want everybody in the same show to be.
This has been fun though. It's been fun. All this invasion stuff has been fun. Let's get back to business after Survivor Series.
Thank God for plane difficulties.
The show's going to be great. Last but not least, though, I just want to say shout out to Caroline's Fed. This is her dog, Cash, on my shirt. It says adopt, don't shop. If you guys want, it was just her birthday this past weekend, and she asked this past Monday or something. It was this week, her birthday. And she asked everyone if they could go donate to the Toronto Humane Society. Caroline's Fed from...
Why don't you tell everybody who she is?
She's the host of WWE Aftermath on Sportsnet. And she also hosts Misplays of the Week and Plays of the Week and Misplays of the Month and Misplays of the Week. I don't know what it is. But... check Caroline's Fed out. She was. It was just her birthday a couple of days ago this week, and she was hoping that people could donate to the Toronto Humane Society, which is a shelter for dogs and other pets that are looking to be adopted or fostered. So if you guys want to donate, I'll put the link in the bio for this YouTube video. You guys can click and donate. But even if you guys don't want to, because you guys are out in like the U.S. or something, you're like, why am I going to donate to this Toronto Humane Society? I'm 100% sure, guys, that there are nonprofit shelters for pets that are looking to be adopted or fostered in your neighborhood. You guys can easily Google, look it up, and just, you know what? Donate. Give them 10 or 15 or $20 or something to help keep these dogs fed and healthy. Because these shelters use this money to, take care of these dogs that are looking for homes and feed them and give them, all the medicine and stuff that they might need if they're staying there. So it's all nonprofit. Give a donation. Check out the Toronto Humane Society. I'll put that link in the bio. But also check out shelters in your area. And if you are looking to buy a pet, a dog, a cat, I know we talked about pets a little bit today on the show. If you are looking to get a pet, try adopting instead of just, buying a brand new pet, because these dogs deserve homes and stuff too, and you'll end up loving them. We've never brought a dog home to our house that my whole family didn't end up loving. My parents always say we don't ever want dogs, and my brother ended up bringing a dog home, then everyone ends up loving the dog. That's just the power of pets. So if you are going to get a pet, try adopting, check it out. And shout out to Caroline's Fed, happy birthday. And yeah, I think that's it for this week. I just thought I want to throw it in there.
That's a good way to end it. I like that.
Yeah, I just, adopt, don't shop. It's on the shirt. Do the thing. Ooh, yeah, dig it. We'll see you all next week. Enjoy the weekend Survivor Series, NXT TakeOver, WarGames. Devon, anything to ever say?
Nah.
That's it. That's all, folks. Embrace the madness.